he went to one of the freak-offs, but they said that it wasn't, it was a rapper who was married, and everybody, all the information that came out, it was pointing to Kanye West.
You're the one that put him in a position where he thought he was God and could call himself Jesus. And you're the one told a guy that writes musical lyrics that he was a genius. Mm-hmm. You're the one that's like, so what do you expect? The guy married a whore.
Is it true that you were at the Halloween party that Puff's son and Ray J got into it?
I was.
Katt Williams has never been the type to bite his tongue. Every time he steps into the spotlight, he drops truth like bombs, mixing comedy, raw honesty, and straight-up reality. For years, Katt's been calling out Hollywood in ways that few people would ever dare to. He said over and over that fame ain't free. There's always a cost behind the glitz and glam. According to him, every superstar shining under those bright lights has paid a price most people could never imagine. Some lose their freedom, some lose their peace of mind, and others, he says, lose the ones they love the most. Now, Katt's got his eyes on Kanye West. Yeah, the man who now goes by Yeah. Katt claims that Kanye's road to success didn't come easy.
It was pointing to Kanye West. And then it so happened the next day he comes up there. This is the same guy that got on, and I don't want to blow nobody else's platforms, or got on Drink Champs about a year or so ago before Diddy was arrested, talking about Diddy was a fed, you understand? F Diddy and all this other stuff like that. And then he talked all kind of crazy about Diddy. And that's how these dudes in this industry do, man. They ain't got no loyalty to themselves, bro. So by him going on there, and now they say him and Diddy made amends and stuff like that. Remember he, I think he did a t-shirt, a shirt or something to say free Puff or all this other stuff. So Kanye is on his, he's looking for the attention. And for him to be mentioned in the trial, and they didn't let it go through, because the reason they didn't let it go through is because they said it wasn't pertinent to the charges that Puff was facing. So what happened, Jane went to Vegas, and she was invited by allegedly Kanye West and his wife and them and everything like that. And they went to plays, they went to show, they went out to eat and everything. And then later on that night, they went to a hotel room, whereas there was some other couples in there too and some other people. And there wasn't a freak off, but it was one of the guys who does the freak off with her there, and they was all sitting around watching and drinking while this guy was having with another worker or whatever like that, and while all them just watching him have and stuff. I guess it's some rich people industry that they do, but they were just sitting around watching this dude have a live porn section right there in front of them. You know what I'm saying? So she started talking about that incident in court, and that's how Kanye West's name came up, and which they didn't say his name, but they said his name because it was an objection done. You know how they do, objection, overrule, all this other stuff like that. So they said it was a rapper who married. They gave a description of it, and it pointed straight to Kanye. And then it so happened the next day he goes up in the courtroom.
Or clean. He believes Kanye was forced to make the most painful decision of his life, one that ended with the heartbreaking loss of his mother, Donda West. Katt says that pain followed Kanye for years, and that what happened to him wasn't random. It was part of how the industry manipulates and controls people once they get too powerful. According to Katt, it's all about fear, tragedy, and keeping stars in check so they never rise higher than the ones pulling the strings. And when you start connecting the dots, Kanye's loss, the chaos around him, and his strange ties to Diddy's infamous parties, Katt's claims stop sounding like wild theories and start feeling like a serious warning. Then, in June 2025, things took a shocking turn. Kanye West made a surprise appearance at Sean Diddy Combs' high-profile trial in Manhattan. Diddy, once one of the most powerful men in the entertainment world, out was facing massive charges: trafficking, racketeering, and coercion. Kanye walked into that courthouse dressed in all white, turning every head in the room. When reporters pressed him on why he was there, he didn't give a speech. He just said one word: yes. And that silence said everything. Kanye's quiet yes carried a heavy message, especially when almost everyone in the industry was running away from Diddy after those wild accusations dropped. While others were keeping their distance, Kanye walked straight into the chaos like he had something to prove. To some, it looked like loyalty, but to others, it looked like a man still trapped inside that same powerful circle Katt Williams has been shouting about for years. Katt says this whole thing isn't just about friendship or fame, it's about what he calls the system that dangles success in your face but demands your silence once you get it. And when you remember that Kanye himself once said this same system was controlling artists through fear and manipulation, his sudden appearance at Diddy's trial feels even darker. It's like watching a man caught between rebellion and submission, trying to break free from invisible chains. Back in November 2007, tragedy struck. Kanye's mother, Donda West, passed away after complications from cosmetic surgery. That moment shattered him completely. He stopped touring, disappeared from the spotlight, and even told crowds, if I had never moved to Los Angeles, she'd still be alive. That wasn't just pain, it was guilt, mixed with realization, hitting him all at once. Katt Williams has always said that in Hollywood, when you rise too high, something or someone is taken from you. He calls it a ritual of loss. According to Katt, the industry tests people in twisted ways. Some are humiliated publicly, while others are broken through tragedy. Katt Williams truly believes Kanye's sudden rise to superstardom right after Donda's passing was no coincidence. He said it straight: they don't let you rise without a payment. And when you look at what happened next, it's hard not to wonder. The year after his mother's death, Kanye's fame exploded across the globe. He became a cultural icon, not just a rapper. But behind the fame, there was always that shadow, a man who looked haunted no matter how bright the lights got. In later interviews, Kanye himself admitted he believed his mother's death was connected to his success. He spoke with deep pain, saying it felt like her passing was some kind of sacrifice made in exchange for his rise. He even compared his experience to other stars who lost loved ones under tragic, strange, or sudden circumstances. To Katt, that wasn't just speculation, it was a confession hiding in plain sight. Before Kanye hit billionaire status, he was in a high-profile relationship with model Amber Rose. Their 2-year romance was all over the headlines, but what came after told a darker story. Amber later revealed that Kanye treated her badly after their split, calling her names and trying to wreck her reputation. But recently, Amber dropped something even more explosive, something that made everyone take a second look at this whole web of connections. She admitted that she attended many of Diddy's infamous private parties, the same ones that have become the center of lawsuits and disturbing testimonies. Amber said she'd been to every single one of those parties, describing them as shocking, filled with big names and full of behavior that would stun the public if they knew. It's also important to remember that Amber first met Kanye through the same music scene Diddy dominated. That world was tightly connected, and those parties, now linked to multiple legal cases, seem to pull together some of the most powerful names in entertainment.
And see, that's when I knew that Kanye's mom, Kanye would have never wanted Donda dead. Not even by natural causes. I was happy when he finally accepted it, because they sacrifice your loved ones whether you agree or not. See, sometimes you agree and they put you in position, you know? But sometimes you disagree and they take them anyway to show you what the harm is. You know, it's Giovanni. His death is why I do what I do.
In October 2024, the headlines exploded with another bombshell. Kanye West's former assistant, Lauren Pisciota, hit him with a shocking lawsuit. She claimed that during a studio session co-hosted by Kanye and Diddy, things went from professional to terrifying in an instant. According to court documents, Lauren said Kanye handed her a drink that made her lose consciousness, and that the whole scene felt less like a music session and more like one of Diddy's so-called freak-off parties. Her case drew a direct line between Kanye and Diddy's secret world, one that's been whispered about for years. In her complaint, Lauren claimed that Kanye used his fame and power to intimidate and manipulate, saying the atmosphere around those sessions was toxic and full of disturbing behavior. Kanye's legal team came out swinging, denying every single allegation and calling the lawsuit nothing more than a greedy grab for attention. But this wasn't the only legal drama Kanye was dealing with that year. Another former employee had already accused him of harassment and inappropriate conduct, keeping his name tangled in controversy. Katt Williams, however, sees something deeper behind it all. He believes this isn't just about lawsuits, it's about control. In his words, when a celebrity starts pushing back against the system, the same machine that built them suddenly turns to destroy them. He says that's exactly what's happening to Kanye now. Accusations, media attacks, and total isolation. Katt's convinced it's the industry's way of sending a message: stay quiet or pay the price. Both Kanye and Katt have talked about this mysterious force that lurks behind fame, pulling the strings of the most powerful names in entertainment. Kanye even dropped screenshots of texts from his personal trainer, messages where the trainer allegedly threatened to have him institutionalized. What made it creepier was that the trainer had a background in psychological research, raising serious questions about just how much influence these so-called handlers have over celebrities.
Now, and I'm not saying no freak-off party, just the regular parties. He wanted to be known, so, you know, he was doing music for everybody, and he was doing music for Diddy. So, I could see him being a supporter, but then when they all got big and started getting a lot of money and everything like that, they started going at each other crazy. You understand? And he felt like that, because I believe Puff was the one probably introduced him to Kim Kardashian, if I'm not mistaken. I think Puff had something to do with him getting with Kim Kardashian. You know what I'm saying? Because she used to mess with a couple of dudes, a dude from BMF first, and she was around, so I would presume that Kim and Kanye West was all right back in the day, and then when they started getting money and they started going at each other and stuff like that, and then Kanye fell out with the Kardashians, and none of the people that he thought was supposed to be cool with him helped him. So he just started going at everybody. So it was strange after that whole drink trap. And then, you know, when Diddy got arrested, he did say some things because the government, he may look at the fact the government may come after him. So he may become an ally of Diddy's, but everybody that's gonna be around him gonna go down, man. This crazy, man. You gotta realize that he has no way out of this, bro. He has no way out of this. It either had to be a mistrial but then if it's a mistrial, they still go back to the drawing board. You understand? That don't mean he gets out of jail. They just do another trial date. So I believe, and my prediction on this, that was just all show for Kanye to come up in there. You understand? The jurors, if you know anything about the jury and having Kanye to support you, I don't even think that's a good thing. But maybe they think it is. It's gonna, you know, throw something, you know, some kind of public opinion Diddy's way. It's stupid. That would be one of the last persons I would have coming up there to support me, knowing his relationship with the Jewish population. The stuff that he said about the Jewish population. Why would you have that man come up in the court and say anything in your behalf?
Katt has said similar things for years. He claims that many entertainers aren't surrounded by real friends or protectors, but by people planted to watch them, to keep them in check, and to make sure they never step out of line. And when you start piecing all of this together, Katt Williams didn't hold back when he talked about Hollywood's so-called handlers. He said these people exist to keep stars obedient, to stop them from ever speaking real truth. And when someone dares to step out of line, they don't just disappear quietly, they get destroyed in public. When you look at Kanye's explosive interviews, his public meltdowns, and even his sudden religious awakening through this lens, everything starts to look different. Maybe it wasn't a man losing control at all, maybe it was someone desperately trying to take it back. Then came one of the darkest moments in Diddy's ongoing trial, a haunting testimony from a woman known only as Jane. She claimed she was coerced into intimate acts while dating Diddy and said she once traveled to Las Vegas with a world-famous rapper described as a music icon. The court never released the rapper's name, but the clues had everyone whispering the same thing. Those details sounded a lot like Kanye West. According to reports, the trip involved fancy dinners, strip clubs, and exclusive hotel parties where lines blurred and things got out of control. If the speculation is true, it means Kanye's connection to Diddy's hidden world ran much deeper than anyone ever thought. Katt Williams has always said those so-called parties weren't just for fun. They were something darker. He described them as initiation gatherings, secret events where rising stars were tested, watched, and sometimes even recorded to keep them under control. Katt insists that once you attend those parties, you're never truly free again. And when you put all the pieces together, Kanye's presence at those events, the lawsuits, the mysterious death of his mother, it paints a chilling picture of a man trapped inside the very system he once tried to expose. Katt has said over and over that Hollywood doesn't just trade in talent, it trades in loyalty and loss. He believes no one gets to the top without paying a heavy price, and once they're up there, they have to keep proving their devotion, or risk losing everything. Now, as Diddy's trial continues to shake the entire industry, Katt Williams isn't staying silent. He's turning up the volume. He's been calling out what he sees as the final unraveling of Hollywood's carefully built illusion. Katt says the truth is finally bubbling to the surface, and the same machine that once protected its stars is now crumbling under its own secrets. According to Katt, Kanye's recent silence isn't weakness, it's survival. He believes Kanye has seen too much and said too much, and now he's being watched closer than ever. People have noticed how Ye has distanced himself from big industry names, moved away from the spotlight, and focused on family and faith. Katt says that's not by chance. It's a man trying to escape a cage built out of fame, fear, and control. Meanwhile, the Diddy case has turned into something far bigger than anyone expected. Each week, new witnesses step forward with shocking stories, linking more celebrities to those mysterious parties and hidden deals. Whispers of secret recordings, blackmail, and manipulation keep spreading, and the whole world is watching to see who gets exposed next. Katt's been warning about this for years. He once said, "When truth hits Hollywood, it doesn't make headlines. It makes enemies." Now, his words feel almost prophetic. With lawsuits piling up and reputations crashing overnight, the once glamorous world of fame looks more like a battlefield. As for Kanye, Katt believes his story is still unfolding. He calls Ye the chosen example, someone being made to suffer publicly as a warning to anyone else thinking of breaking free. It's a chilling thought, but one that makes every headline, every strange appearance, and every emotional outburst look like part of a much bigger fight for control. Katt says the game isn't about talent anymore, it's about power. And the moment someone stops playing by the rules, the system turns on them. Whether you believe him or not, one thing's clear. The walls around Hollywood's elite are starting to crack, and Katt Williams is standing front and center saying, "I told you this day was coming." Katt Williams is now seen by many as the loudest voice exposing what's been hiding in plain sight. He's not just talking anymore, he's naming names, pointing fingers, and connecting dots that have left fans in shock. In interviews and podcasts, Katt says the truth is no longer hiding behind the red carpet. It's standing right in front of us, daring people to open their eyes. He's made it clear that the entertainment world runs like a game of power, not talent. The ones at the top, he claims, aren't just entertainers. They're gatekeepers, deciding who gets in, who gets canceled, and who gets destroyed. Katt believes Kanye's downfall, Diddy's trial, and the endless scandals that keep surfacing are all pieces of the same twisted puzzle. They build you up just to break you down, he said, warning that fame itself is the most dangerous contract anyone can ever sign. Now, whispers are spreading that other major artists are starting to distance themselves too. Some quietly deleting old photos, others suddenly changing their management teams or disappearing from public life. Fans are calling it the Great Pullback, saying that what's happening to Diddy and Kanye has scared the whole industry into silence. Katt, though, refuses to stay quiet. He says Hollywood isn't just losing control, it's being exposed. And for the first time, the world is watching without the usual glitter and filters. Every leaked clip, every old quote, and every sudden mental health break is being looked at differently now. People are starting to ask the hard questions. Who's protecting the stars and who's controlling them? Katt's message is simple but powerful. You can't serve truth and the system at the same time. He claims that once someone wakes up and stops obeying, their whole image gets flipped against them overnight. And as more hidden stories start to surface, Katt warns that the next wave of revelations will shake the entire foundation of the industry. Katt Williams has said it again and again. Those those who dare to disobey the system don't just face backlash, they get shamed, sabotaged, or straight up silenced. He's pointed out how every time a celebrity tries to tell the truth, the world quickly labels them unstable or crazy. And Katt knows that pain firsthand. He's faced ridicule, arrests, and endless headlines meant to discredit him. But now, the same things he warned about for years, Diddy's secret parties, celebrity sacrifices, and the dark cost of success, are all back in the news. Katt insists that Kanye's story isn't about madness, it's about awareness. He believes Kanye's trying to break free from a contract that isn't written in ink, but carved in suffering. To Katt, Kanye's breakdowns weren't meltdowns. They were rebellions against a system that profits off silence. The public, though, stays deeply divided. Some people believe Kanye's claims about sacrifice and manipulation are nothing more than delusions brought on by pressure and mental strain. But others see him as a whistleblower, someone who dared to speak truth in a world built on lies. For every person saying Kanye lost his mind, there's another saying he finally found his voice. Katt's made it clear where he stands. He believes Kanye knows too much. He says the same people who once crowned him a genius are now working overtime to erase him. And with Diddy's empire collapsing in real time, Katt claims the entire system is finally starting to crack open. When you look at the timeline, the pattern hits hard. Donda West passes in 2007. Kanye's fame skyrockets right after. He gets pulled into Diddy's hidden circle of power, surrounded by secrets. And years later, lawsuits, scandals, and chaos follow. Meanwhile, Katt keeps warning that the entertainment world runs on two things: silence and sacrifice. When Kanye showed up at Diddy's trial, it might not have been just about loyalty or support. It might have been a silent message. A reminder that no matter how far you run, the system's grip follows you everywhere. The fame, the money, the spotlight, it all comes with invisible chains that are almost impossible to break. Katt Williams has been shouting about this for years, warning that fame in Hollywood isn't built on talent alone. It's built on control. He says it's never just about who you are, but about who owns you, who's watching you, and what you're willing to lose just to stay on top. And when you look at Kanye, it's clear. The price he's paid has been unbearable. He lost his mother, his peace, and his reputation, all while trying to keep his soul intact. Yet, even after everything, Kanye still refuses to stay quiet. He's fighting, questioning, and speaking on things that most people wouldn't dare to whisper. And maybe that's exactly what Katt meant when he said Kanye was forced. Because in that world, silence isn't an option, and freedom doesn't come cheap. So here's the chilling question. Did Kanye truly rise because of his genius, or because he paid a price that no artist should ever have to pay? And if that's true, how many other stars are still paying it right now, hidden behind fame and fortune? We want to hear your thoughts. Drop your opinions in the comments below. Do you think Kanye's story is a warning or a conspiracy? Let's talk about it. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends so more people can see what's really going on behind the curtain. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Stay alert, stay aware, and always keep it real.